Here's to you, dear listeners. Oh my, it's someone else saying the intro, and it's neither Cole, nor Sam, nor the occasional Chris. It's me, Zach. And, in fact, we don't have the whole crew here today because Sam and I are here to talk to you guys about a special yet somber announcement. How you doing tonight, Sam?
I'm doing good. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. We lost the Owens Corning fiberglass installation
We did.
sponsorship.
As it turned out, they didn't appreciate our humor. They said that I was too vulgar and actually tried to have me committed. But well, let's just say that delivery guy who tried to wrap me up in that roll of fiberglass insulation went home with a broken finger.
Yeah, that's not why we're here.
Yeah, the truth is we actually lost the Sunset retractable awning.
That's the one we actually lost. How fucked up would it be if we lost the Baked Right Gourmet sponsorship?
Yeah, your dad wasn't actually watching or listening to the show, and then he listened to one episode and was like, oh, I don't want to be associated with this.
I mean, that's... Love you, Dad.
No, the reason that we are recording this is to basically announce that Sam and I will actually be stepping away from the show, concluding our coverage of Observer with the listener response episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's going to be both of our final episodes of Metal Gear Mondays. It's very weird to be doing, because I've been doing the podcast for a little bit over 4 years, almost 5 years now. Zach has been a listener and a friend for almost as long, and I remember when Alessio was stepping away, trying to think of people who would be good to jump on the podcast. It was Zach was one of the first people that came to mind.
I still remember that phone call.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that phone call because you were in Cuba and you were talking about how you were, about to potentially start school again and all that other stuff like that. And I remember I was I was on my way home from work and I was having technical difficulties with my phone because it wouldn't pump through the speaker of the car. But yeah, I wanted Zach involved because I had the opportunity to finally get him in there, and we had the space to actually have, additional people, and it kind of seemed like a no-brainer. And it's been a lot of fun doing it this last it's been almost a year that we've done together this podcast, right? Like,
yeah, with me on full time. I mean, it's so crazy to think that, I went from being just some fucking jamoke, cleaning
some fucking schmuck,
yeah,
Planet Fitness janitor.
Yeah, Planet Fitness janitor, just bored one night going, I like Metal Gear. I wonder if there are any Metal Gear podcasts out there finally. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? and then being a guest on the Metal Gear Solid 3 and 4 seasons, and then you guys inviting me to come on for the Death Stranding season. It's been so fun, and I can't even imagine how it feels for you stepping away after 4+ years. Because, like you said, I've only been doing this full time for less than a year, and it's like, it hurts to do, but unfortunately, it's just something I got to do for both personal and professional reasons.
And same for me too. I think this is it's hard for me because I think for a very long time I've been doing, like I said, almost 5 years, and I think Metal Gear Mondays has kind of been this like it's been like my big creative outlet for such a long time. And it's really tough to step away from it just because again, I feel like it's become part of me over time. But like, it's just I sometimes when your heart isn't in something, you kind of have to look at it and just be like, okay, I keep doing this thing and actively pull it down with me, or I step away and get fresh eyes and do some other stuff that makes me happy, and then go from there.
Well, that's...
And unfortunately,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm not, I don't blame anybody. Let me put that out first. But I think this is just kind of like the progression. Is just, I think that like I was getting a little tired as we were approaching doing Death Stranding. And then Alessio leaving, I think, was such a catalyst for me, because when he stepped away originally, it was, and we brought on Cole and Chris and Zach, it was not, the idea of it was that it was not meant to be permanent. It was just because he was moving to New York and he had all this stuff going on and he just didn't have time. And that was, the idea was that in the new year, we'll reevaluate, we'll come back and we'll see if I can return. And obviously he wasn't able to. But I kind of always knew, like, deep down that was the case, and that he wasn't going to be back. And so I think I carried that with me for a long time. And there were just a couple of other interactions and stuff that really wore on me. And honestly, I think Death Stranding, as fucking strange as it is, I think Death Stranding was just a huge, like, blow for me, because it was just like, I realized that, like, the way that I was playing Death Stranding and the way that I was, like, playing these games that I was supposed to love, made me kind of resent them a little bit.
You're speaking to the choir, my friend, because that's, and mm-hmm. I'll go into it when you're done. But yeah, no, I understand 100%.
Yeah. And it's like, these things are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to, like, it just started feeling like a chore to me. And doing the show is a joy, because I love Zach, I love Cole, and I love Chris so much. And I still am doing projects and stuff with them, because they're great and I love them. But it's just like the work behind it and just all of the effort put into it, just like the what I got out of it never felt like, it just stopped feeling like enough. You know what I mean? So I just kind of had to so make that decision for myself.
So for me, like I said, you were speaking my choir on the fact that it was starting to feel like a chore, especially because Death Stranding was a literal 48-hour chore.
Mm-hmm.
And then going back and playing through Metal Gear Solids 1 through 4, actually specifically 2 through 4, after realizing that Kojima's kind of not that great as a storyteller, my heart wasn't in it anymore, because I just don't care about the subject matter like I did before. And so it wouldn't be fair to the listeners to have me on there where I'm kind of phoning it in, because I just don't care anymore. We just wrapped up our Observer coverage. That was amazing, because it was an interesting game. It was a fun game. It was a whole new experience. It was something that I was interested in, and it did storytelling so well, and it didn't cram it down your throat. And I'm not gonna, I'll stop myself before this turns into one of my fucking, Kojima sucks rants, because that's not what this is about. But that played a huge, I think that was the determining factor for me stepping away, was that the fact that I didn't care about Kojima's work anymore. And then when I heard that you were leaving, Sam, I was like, yeah, I think this is a good point for me to leave as well.
Mm-hmm. Made the decision, and he steps in and is like, I'm leaving too, like a fucking diva trying to steal my thunder.
That's all it is. That's all it is. I'm that kid that goes to the other kid's birthday party and needs an equal attention cake and has to have my own presents to open.
It's not even my birthday.
Everyone needs to pay attention to me.
I think so this is all to say that the show is still continuing. Cole and Chris, and I won't spoil the surprise, but they've found a third host that will be joining them going forward. They're still going to be doing the show and being part of a little bit of the discussions about, like, what that looks like. has been great, because you could tell that Cole and Chris are really excited to continue doing the show, and the new host is very excited to do the show. And I think it's you should be looking forward to what they are going to be doing, because it's going to be a new spin on it. You've got new attitudes, new voices to kind of like
it's honestly
shepherd you into.
It's honestly almost the perfect storm going into the Revengeance quote unquote series, where they're going to be remastering everything, because you're having new voices with new perspectives on pretty much every game. I don't think, was Cole involved when you guys did any of the later games, or?
No, the first, like I said, Cole and Chris, the first time they were ever on the show was for the Death Stranding stuff.
Oh, that's perfect.
And so yeah, so they've never, I mean, we know a little bit of what they think, obviously, just by knowing them as people. But I mean, this is literally 3 new voices talking about stuff, so it's this entirely new, fresh perspective, and you're just gonna really enjoy it. And so, Zach and I.
Oh, I was gonna let it go. That's purely reserved for fucking with Cole with that one.
Zach and I are walking away full of confidence that the show is gonna continue to be good, and honestly probably be better than ever. And so,
until certain movies get covered, and I might come crawling out of the floorboards to
yeah. And again, it's like the same thing with Alessio. The door is never closed for returns.
Except in my case, I come back and all the furniture's gone, to include the shower heads. And someone left a dump in the toilet, and it's just an empty house. Just out of spite on Cole's part.
Just out of spite. Yeah, that would be Cole. Cole would be the one that did that. I know there's always like a never say never type of deal. I obviously will never close the door on coming back to the show. But right now I don't think it'll ever be full time again.
Yeah, same for me. Just because unfortunately, we all have a lot of stuff going on outside of the show as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of, scheduling kind of becomes a conflict and all that. And we also run into the thing where we'll have like an hour and a half later for the show, and that'll quickly turn into 4 hours of pre and post show recording, us screwing around on the fucking on voice chats and all that. And I'm sure that part's not going to stop, but it's just, having to do the actual show and balance. Like for me, I've got work and school that I'm doing now. I got to do what's best for me, and unfortunately, it does mean stepping away.
Yeah, and and his work and school, and then you have your writing and everything too, and all that other stuff like that. I've got work, and I'm also trying to, bust into some more creative projects. I'm doing my YouTube channel, and I'm also doing a lot of writing as well, and trying to make other projects and things of that nature. And it's just
some of which are very, very cool, and I hope that they continue on and really come to fruition.
Yeah, me too. It's actually, it's just, I mean, especially right now with this quarantine, it's been like prime time for actually like buckling down and doing shit. You know what I mean? And it took a while to get there, because I think it's this like shared traumatic experience. And so I think it's easy to fall into a trap and like not get things done, and that's okay. Like that's totally cool if that's what's happening, because this fucking sucks, you know what I mean? But for me, I did my sad, and now I'm doing my mad, you know what I mean? And it's like it's honestly super fulfilling, and I gotta tell you, the Observer stuff was really fun to do. But I owe a lot of that to the fact that I wasn't like, I didn't have to do the editing on it. I was able to like pass it off and just enjoy the ride. And that was like killer. And that was like, I was like, I'm just not enjoying the process.
Oh, I can imagine, because I've edited one podcast, like one episode of one podcast in my entire time doing it. And that was for a thing that never even got published, that I was trying to start up. And I remember working on that and just being like, this is fucking like insane. Just how much work goes into it.
Yeah. So it's just a lot, and Chris and Cole have been like super like gung ho, and Chris has been like a great, he'll never he'll never step out and admit this, but Chris has been a great like manager of the situation since we both said that we were going to be stepping away. And
oh yeah, he stepped right up to the plate, and he's been firing on all pistons since.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm fully confident that this is going to be it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And it's not just going to be fine. It's going to be great.
It definitely gives an added level of comfort knowing that like you're not just stepping away and it's going to die. You're stepping. It's almost like, we're passing the torch pretty much.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And I think as one of the longtime listeners and all that, I can include myself in the we for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been around since the Metal Gear Solid 2 season, listening, and just being a part of it, and so like it's been.
Damn it, you beat me to it. We're tied on Twin Brain for tonight now.
We're tied on Twin Brain for tonight. And now that isn't to say that like we're going away completely. I'm gonna still be bumping around the Discord and all that other stuff like that. Like I'm not like gonna disappear off the face of the earth.
My involvement will probably stay about the same. So if you want me to say, you're gonna have to at me directly on Discord, so that way I see it.
Yeah.
Because I've got notifications for that. Because like I used to have it on, and I'm part of like 8 different servers. And when you've got notifications for everything on, it's just a constant ding, 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 and it makes me want to put my fucking laptop into the pool because it is frisbee distance from my window to the pool.
I mean, there's nothing better than that. Eat yourself out of a window, dive in the pool.
Yeah, I wish. The pool is closed right now, unfortunately.
But yeah, you know who I am. You know what I'm about. I've cried my cries and shed my tears, about people leaving and me leaving and all this sort of stuff like that. So I'm gonna hold it together today. I'm gonna be a brave boy for Mama.
Mama,
because I'm the baby and she's my mama.
you saying that made me think of that fucking Metroid video where she's just like the baby.
The baby. But yeah, so I'm gonna hold it together today, and just say it's been wonderful.
Damn it! I thought you were gonna say it's been 1 week.
No, I have done. I did that once. I did that already. I can't double.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say it solemnly though. That's what made me start laughing.
It's been 1 week.
You're just speaking the lyrics.
Yeah, Chica the Chinese chicken. It's been
ate the
really
head of a
great.
bat and the world stopped ticking.
Oh no! God damn it! It's been really great. It's been such a fun run. This show has been the catalyst for me meeting such wonderful people. Some of my best friends now are because of the show. Zach, Cole, Chris, Alessio. I mean, me and Alessio were friends before we started doing this, but all these people that I met. I
mean, shit. This
great.
This fucking it was because of you guys and this show that pretty much an entire one of my novels was spawned with characters based on all you guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And that's from back in the Geek Time and Slack days too.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. So yeah. So it's just it was this big journey. I'm very happy that the show is still continuing and Chris and Cole are locking it down. And I think that you should be excited about the future. And like I said, we're still around. We'll still be on the Discord if you're a patron. And I've got my projects. I've got my YouTube channel, bit.ly/Sam does a thing. I've got Twitter at Sanjul, SANJUUL, where I'll post other stuff that I'm doing. And so I'm still around. You can still find me.
You guys owe it to yourselves to check out his YouTube channel because his videos are fucking hilarious. And that's not just because I'm in them. His editing is impeccable with some of the shit that he does. he legitimately made me do a spit take with one of his videos the other day.
Oh man, you're too kind, sir. So that's me. Zach, do you like?
So I'm still gonna be around on the Discord as well. Like I said, just directly at me or shoot me a DM, and I'll get back to it eventually. Pretty much, I don't see it until I look at my phone and I see the little one next to the app. I'm like, yeah. Someone tagged me in something, and then it's usually just an at everybody anyway. But I will say I do love when my little interactions come in and stir the pot. Where like I forget who it was making the comment.
The fucking deep dish pizza.
Yeah, that spawned like a 300 plus comment like war. I'm on that. I'm on Instagram at author Zach James. So if you want to talk to me on there, here's one I don't think we've done before. I am also on Snapchat at NU Maverick. So it's the letter N, the letter U, and the word Maverick, like Tom Cruise. And feel free to add me on there. If you add me on there, just shoot me a little message saying, hey, from MGM, fucking what's up, and I'll add you. So
I don't use Snapchat enough for it to matter, so just follow me on Twitter, Instagram as well. I use that one way more than Snapchat. It's the same as my Twitter, so if you want to follow me there, feel free. Yeah, I guess that's it, man.
So here's to you, Sam.
And here's to you, Zach. I want to use here's to you for this one as well, but I feel like that would take away the emotional punch of Alessia's. Or should we just use here's to you whenever?
What we could do, or we could do is we use even though I prefer the Metal Gear Solid 5 one, use the Metal Gear Solid 4 version.
There was a Metal Gear Solid 4 version of here's to you.
It played in the end credits. It's much more sad, actually. It's a lot more melancholy, and it's a single woman singing.
Huh.
I literally only know it because I fucking finished Metal Gear Solid 4 last month.
All right, I'll take a look for that.
And if not, just use the Ground Zeroes one. I prefer that version anyway, and I don't think it takes away from Alessia. I think it's a good send off song. That's why.
It is a good send off song. Well, I'm just gonna use that one. Fuck it. So I guess
that's that.
Yeah, I guess it.
Well,
here's to you, Zach,
and here's to you, Sam. You guys will. I don't know if this will be out before the listener response episode or not, but whenever.
I think it's going to come out after. I think it's going to be like an after thing, like a midweek like bonus.
That makes sense. All right then. Well, it has been a pleasure and an honor, guys.
It sure has. I guess one last time. Here's to you, dear listeners. This is Sam Wright and Zach James signing off. We love you.
Just a box.